Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Eye to Eye Live. My name is Kyle. I am part one of the dynamic duo that is Eye to Eye Disney through our eyes. Thank you for being here, whether you are a first timer or you have been here before. We really appreciate you stopping by to give us a few minutes of your time so we can hang out and talk about Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Pizza Planet. Who doesn't love Pizza Planet? Come on. Any of that is fair game here. And this is our weekly Disney Hangout where I get together with you and just we talk about what's ever on our minds, whatever's the topical news item of the day or the week in terms of that spectrum. And we just kind of have a great time just getting to be ourselves with each other. And that is very important, especially during the times that we are in right now. So thank y'all for being here. And I see a couple familiar faces watching already on here. I see two real geeks in the house. Danny, nice to see you. Leonard is here as well. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Nice to see you back. And who else was here? Captain Akron, Disney Time, all of y'all. Man, we got a good group assembled already. Thank you so much, guys. Well, you know the drill. We are doing live right now, and we want to always invite more and more people into our spectrum. If you can, please do make sure you smash that like button and share it out on social media if you feel led to do so as well. And we'll have a great crowd in here discussing the topic with us tonight. So, as always, I come prepared with a topic to discuss. Tonight's topic is going to be Disney doctors. And obviously, that's where most of our discussion will center around. But we will kind of bounce around as needed if there's some type of news item or story. Sorry, I'm trying to turn other things off in here that are trying to go on. That's why you see me kind of frantically looking around in here. Okay, I think we're back under the situation's under control now. It's been a little crazy. As you saw the Disney Trivia Night thing pop up too at the end. When you don't do these on a consecutive, I had to switch to bi-weekly with these. You kind of get out of sorts a little bit. So that's a good reminder there. During this time, excuse me, of coronavirus, all that stuff, everybody's work schedule is crazy if you are still able to work. Mine is that. So we will only, on this show, trivia nights every week, but on this live show, we will only be able to do every other week, just for the time being for the month of April, just because it's going to get a little hectic and crazy out there tonight. So that's just a good note for all of you that usually show up on a regular basis on if you come here and like, where's Kyle on a Monday night? Next Monday night, I do not have any plans to be going live. So there's that as well. But yeah, so now is a great time to start bringing up. I love to go rapid fire before we actually get into our discussion tonight about Disney doctors. Today is National Doctors Day out there. It's a great time to be celebrating that. We are very thankful for all our healthcare professionals, especially our doctors out there right now. So that's why we're talking about that here. Am I hearing guitar? Am I hearing the guitar? I don't know. Are you hearing guitar? I don't hear a guitar in here. I am hearing... Anyway, that's got me thrown off a little bit. I don't know where you're hearing guitar at. Maybe he meant as well or something like that, talking about... Because Leonard said, let's get the talk started with Black Widow goes directly to Disney+. Now, Leonard... and actually, you know what? I can do this here on this segment. He brings that up right there. Is that official, Leonard? I saw talk about it. You'll have to forgive me. I just give you. I'll pull the curtain back a little bit. My job, I am working 7 on, 7 off. Today is my first day back from working 7 on. Needless to say, last night, and all that last week and last night and this morning, I was just worthless. But I don't say that for sympathy. I just to give you some perspective on. I've been a little unplugged from everything aside from doing our regular trivia nights and putting out videos when we can. But I saw some talk that Black Widow was going to go to Disney+. Is that okay? So there it is. He's answering. He says that is not official. That is something that I think that's a real possibility now, to be honest with you, because that's just the world we're in right now. I guess it's a question that can we all get back to a place where it's safe to go to some of these? And it's really going to depend on what happens over the next couple of days. I keep knocking the microphone. Sorry, guys. Days, weeks, months, all that stuff in between. So I would hate for a potential, I won't call it a blockbuster, but mega hit like Black Widow to have to go directly to Disney Plus. But just like some of the other movies, it may be what it has to do. There's a reason they haven't put Mulan out on Disney Plus yet. That time for that has come and gone already. So I just think it's a great question. My hope is that we can put that off as much as possible, because I really, really do want to see that movie go out into theaters, because I think Marvel movies are just better in theaters. That's just my opinion there. I would love it be lost for Disney, though. Yes. So here's the great thing. If it goes to Disney Plus, it's great for us in terms of being able to see it if there are still restrictions out there. Because somebody correct anybody in the chat right now. What day is it officially released? Is it May? I know it's May. Yes. May something. May 25th or something? I don't have time to pull my calendar up here. But yeah, May 25th. Or May 20th, something right there. What is the actual release date? Somebody posted in the comments right now. I really hope that we get to see it there, because I'm really excited for the villain of the Taskmaster, and I just think that plays well in a theatrical experience. Disney Time said, didn't get to see Onward in theaters, so I can't wait to see it on Disney Plus. You are in for a treat, Disney Time. Onward is a solid movie. And in fact, we did a live stream 4 weeks ago. Right after we saw Onward, I ranked Onward amongst all the rest of the Pixar films. And I kind of settled in at like the number 5 spot for me overall. But it's a great one, especially if I know not everybody out there was blessed with a great father-son relationship, but I was, and I actually relate a lot to it, because I have lost my father to cancer 5 years ago. So being without him now, that kind of really hits home for me. So that's why I really connect with that movie too. So it's a Pixar movie, so it makes you feel the feels, if you know what I'm saying, Disney Time. So I'm glad you're going to get to see it finally. Danny says, I give you major credit for what you do at your job. Oh, thank you, sir. How are the ones you look after doing during all this? I appreciate your thoughts there. Look, yeah, what we do is pretty awesome in terms of the type of job that we do. For those of you who don't know, I'm a zookeeper, but I'm not doing near the type of stress and job that our healthcare workers like Jessica are doing, and our grocery store workers. We're playing a small part in a much bigger picture right now, but thank you for those thoughts. So yes, they look, I can tell you this from a standpoint of my perception, and this is not me speaking for my facility or those that work there or these zoos at large. I don't think the animals have had a better time because as you know, a lot of zoos are closed right now, and most of them, in fact. I think there was a statistic that like 91% of all AZA accredited zoos are now closed, and it gives you a lot of extra time to spend spoiling those animals a little bit. So they are not suffering because, I shouldn't say that. There are a lot of animals that enjoy seeing the guests as much as you enjoy seeing them. So I think some of them, probably do miss that, but I promise you that the keepers are spending every waking hour making sure they get the best care possible. And it's giving us a lot of extra time to do extra projects and all that. But anyway, that's my quick little aside. Appreciate your thoughts, Danny, on that one. Leonard says, I have a trip scheduled May 29th, not looking good. You are looking better than we are, my friends. So here, let me talk about this for a second. So as you know, Walt Disney World has been closed indefinitely now. If you read between the lines of some of the fine print of the releases and stuff like that, it seems like they're holding out hope that when May comes around, they can start doing what Shanghai, I think, is doing now and soft open things again. But yeah, there's a lot up at play now. The next, I think, not only the next month, but the next week, 2 weeks is really going to tell us a lot. I feel like we've said that before, but yeah, I think that's. I know it looks scary right now. I would say as long as you're comfortable with it, hang on and see if you can luck out and go to Disney at a time when maybe there's not a lot of people there. That's kind of what we were hoping for. Our trip is at the very end of April. We are going to have to cancel now because with the guidelines in place until April 30th, it's right in the middle of when we would have been there, which means Disney's not going to risk that. So we have to move ours to the heat of the summer in August sometime. So that's what we're trying to look at right now and do. But yes, I feel you, Leonard. I really, really do. Leonard also asks, do you appreciate Animal Kingdom? Let's see. Yes. That's not to like make light of that question. But Animal Kingdom is my jam. I always waffle. I love all the Disney parks. I mean, here's the problem is that they're ever changing, so they always get better, I feel like. You know, we can debate the merits of that or not. But I just love Animal Kingdom's concept. No matter what Disney says, it is still a zoo, even though they don't want it to be categorized as a zoo. I've been backstage and seen some of the animal facilities a little bit more closely than even guests get to see, like on the train ride and stuff. I can tell you, as cool as it is from what you get to see from a guest perspective, Disney's Animal Kingdom is a top-notch place in terms of the animal care and what they do with training and conservation efforts. It's really, really cool. So yes, I appreciate Animal Kingdom. Leonard also asked in Disney time, I'll get to your question in just a second, but since we're on this, he says, would you love to work at Animal Kingdom? So let me answer that question by saying this, because this is a live show and it goes out publicly out there. I love working where I work now. I've even had coworkers ask me that very same question. Would you want to work at Animal Kingdom? I have applied. Well, no. I applied back in the day when I didn't have any experience, so they never were going to take me. There was a job that opened up one time at Animal Kingdom that I was qualified for and I probably would have gotten. And we chose to not take it because Jessica is doing some pretty big things with her career here in Atlanta. And it's more important for us to stay right here where she can kind of really grow and flourish. I feel like I'm really like tangenting tonight, but y'all are asking some great questions. But yeah. Yes, I applied, or no, I didn't apply for that one, but I feel like I would have gotten that one, and it would have been awesome. So yes, it would be a great pipe dream to work there someday. I don't know that that's ever going to come to fruition, and part of me is almost like it's kind of better just to be a guest and not a cast member, as cool as that would be. I don't know. I go back and forth on that question, but hey, it's animals, it's Disney. The only thing better is I'm a huge Auburn fan, if you haven't known that about me. And it's if I could have Auburn, Disney, and animals together, that would just be the top thing there. I mean, great question, though. By the way, if you guys haven't done so, I know we've had a couple people pop in and out. If you haven't, please make sure you smash that like button. All right, Disney time. Let me get to your questions here. I was going to ride Rise of Resistance, but Disneyland closed the day I was going. Gosh, that sucks. I feel like you told me that before. Sorry, I got something stuck in my teeth. I know that's gross, guys, and that's not good guidelines, but it's really bothering me. Yeah, there was some terrible timing for a lot of people. But that's the thing I think that's great about Disney parks and their cast members is when things like this strike, like a hurricane or anything else horrible, they go out of their way to accommodate and to make things right for their people, for their guests, and their employees for that matter. News today that the Disney executives are taking a huge pay cut to keep a lot of their staff members still getting paid during all of this. Pretty awesome there. Disney Time also asks, have you ever been to Disneyland? I have. When I was like 10 years old, I remember things I remember about it, or walking through Adventureland. watching Phantasmic in around the Frontierland area. I remember, obviously the castle and walking down Main Street, but like it's so vague in my mind. Jessica and I have been talking and wishing for years now to go take a Disneyland trip. We thought about doing it last year so we could coincide with D23. I'd like to see if we could do something next year when D23 is back in there. That's going to be expensive because that's when everybody's going to want to be going, but it'd be cool to like go to D23 for a day and then go visit the Disney parks there and just say that. Problem is we want to go to Disney World every year, so we don't have money to save up for that. Leonard's also throwing out a Go Tigers or Tigers. Yes, Go Tigers. But actually it's War Eagle. We're not going to get into the confusing nature of that. I get it. It's crazy. All right. We are, wow. I try to only stay on here about 30 minutes just because of timing reasons. I know sometimes we have lots to talk about and have to smash it in. But let's talk about Disney doctors. Today is National Doctors Day. So again, thank you to our doctors. As much as sometimes I'm scared to go see you. Thank you to all our healthcare workers out there. So we want to celebrate that today by talking about some Disney doctors. Normally I've got some slides for you all that I like to bring up, but not so tonight, as I'm getting kind of used to being back in the saddle here this week. Just didn't have time to pull that together. But what I want to make sure I have is I compiled a list of 5 doctors that I'm aware of and fans of that are Disney, and just ones that come to mind when I say Disney doctors. And if you have some that you want to bring up as we go along, please do, mention them, or if there's someone I'm leaving out here. So the first one, and here's the first one that I mentioned. This is not like a ranking or order, but just 5 that I could think of. I have never watched this show, but I hear about it all the time from friends who've got kids. But when I heard the phrase Disney doctor, what did I think of first? That is Doc McStuffins, which is apparently like a kid's show where the girl's parents are doctors or veterinarians or somehow, so that's what I thought of. I know that's a very loose and interesting one to start with tonight, but Doc McStuffins, is anybody in the room watched that show or watch it now currently? I know nothing about it other than that it's got doctor in the title and that it has some form of human animal medical side to it. So there you go. Doc McStuffins is just one I wanted to bring up there to kind of round things. Dr. Doof, which I think is from Phineas and Ferb. If I have that correct, Danny, which is the one that you mentioned here, let me just say this. I do not like Phineas and Ferb for many reasons. For those of you that have been here for a while, you'll know one of those reasons is the fact that Phineas and Ferb kind of came in and stole a lot of my favorite show, Kim Possible's thunder. And they took Kim Possible out of the World Showcase. Thankfully, DuckTales is replacing them now in the World Showcase. Got a lot of hurt feelings for Phineas and Ferb. And they just were like invading the parks all the time. I couldn't stand it. It's because Phineas and Ferb is Disney, I just kind of push it to the side. It's almost like Harry Potter to me. I'll mention Phineas and Ferb, but that's just me. I know that makes people mad, but it says, "OMG, are we are not friends." Well, I understand. I know that's a very beloved show, but I just can't do it. My mom is here. She says, "Mom says you were 9 when we went to Disneyland. You looked in our scrapbook." Oh, we've got like live referencing here. That's an awesome one. There you go. Oh, Captain Akron with a good one. I'm going to be honest with you. This one should have actually replaced Doc McStuffins in my list because these were ones that I was just trying to think, that I had some reference to. That's a great one. Dr. Facilier. Great villain song. Great Disney villain. Man, I got friends on the other side. Anyway, I'll stop singing tonight. But yes, Dr. Facilier is a great one. I'm so disappointed at myself right now. Oh, Kyle, you're You're just awful. All right. Another one I have, since I mentioned Kim Possible earlier, Dr. Ann Possible. And we're talking about medical doctors tonight. I know there's doctors of science, doctors of psychology, doctors of philosophy, of religion, all that stuff. We're talking about medical doctors tonight. And we're really kind of honing it in on human medical, not dentistry, not, even though Doc McStuffins, I think, was a veterinarian. I don't know. I'm trying to wing this one. Dr. Finkelstein. I don't remember that one, Two Real Geeks. You'll have to remind me of who that is. That's not in my wheelhouse, that one. But Dr. Ann Possible, Kim Possible's mom, she was the doctor of the family, and she was pretty cool Disney mom as well. I think Jessica and I did a video a long time ago, like our first year doing this channel, about Disney moms, and we gave a shout out to our moms in that as well. But yeah, Dr. Ann Possible is a great one there. Pet doctor is what she would. Okay, so I kind of fudged a little bit on the Doc McStuffins one, but it was just one I thought of when it first came to being. More sunshine, please, is in the house. What is up, my friend? Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. We're talking about Disney doctors tonight because it's National Doctors Day, and we're trying to celebrate our medical professionals a little bit by talking about Disney doctors. We've had some ones brought up like Dr. Doof, apparently, Dr. Facilier, Doc McStuffins, Dr. Finkelstein, which I'm still trying to place together here, and his Nightmare. Is that Nightmare for Doctor Strange? I don't know. Speaking of which, Doctor Strange. There you go. That was another one on my list. I know it's Marvel and now only technically Disney, but it counts for me. Doctor Strange is also the master of the mystic arts for the Avengers, but he is also, or in fantasy, and he's not real, but Doctor Strange was a surgeon. And if you don't know his story, he was like one of the most skilled surgeons out there, got in a car wreck or an accident, whichever version it is, and hurt his hands to the point where he couldn't keep them steady. Went to go seek help to get those hands fixed, and instead of fixing the hands, they helped him learn these other mystical powers. If you haven't watched Doctor Strange on the MCU, you need to. Honestly, because I'm a huge Marvel fan, Doctor Strange is really where I fall in terms of my favorites on this list. So that's where I kind of sit on that one. Let's talk about another one that I think ones will probably... Nightmare Before Christmas for Dr. Finkelstein. That is... There we go. See, Jessica and I actually both sat down and watched The Nightmare Before Christmas for the first time, not last Halloween, but the Halloween before, and did a review on that. That's one of our, it's funny. If you guys haven't, you need to treat yourselves for the sheer cringe factor to go back and watch some of our old videos. Even the very first one we did, or talk about the very first movie review we ever did, Beauty and the Beast, which was a 40-minute video reviewing a movie. How I made us do that for 40 minutes, I don't know. Now we try to keep it around 10 to 15. But anyway, we've learned a lot and grown since then. We didn't do live back then. But yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, forgot about that one. That one. Here's one for you all to think about. It's not really a doctor per se, but it kind of falls in the category. What about Baymax? Does it account? Yes, no. Quick poll of the room. Would you consider Baymax a doctor of sorts? I think so. He is, a companion, he helps you when you get hurt, fixes your boo-boos, your owies and all that kind of stuff. I think Baymax would fall into that category personally. So you'll find that a lot of these doctors, are kind of like you're trying to fit a what's the expression, a square into a round hole, but it works in some degree. Captain Akron says yes. He says doctor. Baymax a nurse. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Disney Time says he is. But I think we can all settle in on this. That medical professional is what Baymax is. doctor, nurse, we can debate all day, but I do think that one is, you know, that one can kind of be medical professional in some way. Jim says Baymax did not go to med school, so true. There are some medical professionals, though, that don't go to med school. Well, nurses go to nursing school, but not med school. Technicians, and they don't go to nursing school or med school. They're still medical professionals. So we'll settle on that. It's kind of loose, but Baymax is a medical professional. All right, this is my last one I had on this list. And again, I apologize that I don't have a cue card to go to on this. But if you remember, and this one took me back way, the good old movie, Great Mouse Detective, Dr. David Q. Dawson, the companion to Basil Baker Street, and is essentially the allegory, the representation of Dr. Watson, or Watson Holmes, and Sherlock Holmes, and his companion. So I think that Dr. Q. Dawson is a great compliment to Basil Baker Street. I even watched a few clips of that on YouTube as I was kind of doing my research and kind of took a trip down memory lane. He was actually a doctor on the battlefield, if you didn't know that about his storyline. It was interesting. This was like in the 90s, but early 90s, 80s maybe. I can't remember exactly when, but they referenced him being a surgeon out there in the battlefield in Afghanistan, which is kind of interesting to think about. Timing and all that. It was before all the stuff happened with Afghanistan, but it's interesting to think of that way. Two Real Geek says, referencing Baymax, he's an EMT. Medical professional? Still? Look, we're trying to celebrate our Disney doctors, trying to get ones that everybody would know in there. Dr. Facilier, though, was a great one to go back to, and I'm still ashamed that I missed it on that one. So if you've got some other suggestions, please do bring them up right now for doctors to mention, and we'll mention them at the end here. But if there's also anything rapid fire, Disney, Marvel, Star Wars wise that you'd like to mention, ask a question about, discuss for a second, this is kind of like the end here, so I'm going to give you the spiel at the end. If you haven't, please do follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on notifications if you haven't done so. I'd love to see you here. I have some more free time this week, so my goal is to be putting out a couple more videos for you. Got a couple hauls, an unboxing, Disney Parks videos that I want to put out. So there's a lot of content that's going to be coming your way. And so you want to be looking out for that if you have not done so. If you haven't come over to our Facebook group, let me see if I have the cue card for this one, because I do want to bring this one up. Let's make sure I've got everything else off. There it is. Our Disney Through Your Eyes Facebook group, which for some reason is like transparent, so you can see me behind it. But it's on Facebook. Please come over there and hang out with us, and just be part of our little Disney family over there. Dr. Terminus, Captain Akron says, the villain from Pete's Dragon. I remember that one vaguely. That's a good one there. The T-1B surgical droid. Is it a doctor, though? Did it go to medical school? If we're going to be technical. He even says maybe not a doctor, but there's Doc Hopper from the Muppet movie, another one. Danny likes that one as well. So there you go. A couple of other ones to bring to the forefront in terms of Disney doctors. But hey, no matter how you slice it, this whole conversation was really meant for this. To talk about, to appreciate the doctors that we have in our lives. Whether you like going to see them or not, it's... they are doing a job right now that not a lot of us envy, probably. Yes, they go to school for a long time. In our eyes, they make a lot of money, but it is not probably a fun time to be a doctor right now. So I'm extremely appreciative of our doctors, our nurses, our technicians, our EMTs, our grocery store workers, our utilities operators, anyone right now who's essential to maintaining our way of life. I really do appreciate them, and that's what this is about. celebrating our doctors on National Doctors Day. So thank you all. If you know a doctor, hug them, tell them that you love them. This week or this day, if you have time to left. But that's basically it here. A couple other comments coming in at the end. Do you know why there isn't an Avengers campus in WDW Disney time? That is a great question. You can blame our friends Universal. Literally, that's it. There's an agreement in place that after Disney bought back the Marvel characters, that they will not use the Marvel characters for the most part, aside from Guardians of the Galaxy and such, in the Disney parks. And so that is why we are not getting our Hero headquarters fifth gate that I have long talked about and want. So there's that. But yes, that's why. Universal Studios is why. Don't like them. Sorry. I know some of y'all like them, but I don't. Dr. Brushroot. Don't know that one. The Dentist from Finding Nemo is a good one, but we were talking mainly about medical ones, but still a good thought. Darkwing Duck. Love it. Not sure where the doctor comes into play there. That's me. I'm a car doctor. Oh, gotcha. And then my mom says, shout out to Jessica, who's not a doctor, but a nurse. And at very, still dealing with all of this stuff now. So anyway, happy National Doctors Day. Disney time is dropping reminders. Sanitizer, wash hands. I am going to challenge you guys real quick as I get out of here. I'm doing this on my own personal social media. I am committing to hashtag month of hope. What that means is I'm I am choosing to post daily for 1 month until the April 30th guideline for the social distancing and all that stuff. Something positive, joyful, inspirational on my personal social media accounts every day. And I challenge you all to do the same. So if you want to follow that, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter. That's all I have for y'all here. Thank you so much. We had a great group tonight hanging out with us. I'll be back in 2 weeks, almost to next Monday. 2 Mondays, come back. We'll be here live. But Disney Trivia Night on Thursday, every single Thursday at 7:15, we'll be going live. So don't miss out on that. While you're stuck from social distancing, make sure you hang out with us on Disney Trivia Nights. Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. Really appreciate it. Until we assemble again, may the force be with you. And we'll see you real soon. Bye, guys. As I try to get this thing to work.